You're watching Longshot TV, presented by B&W Trailer Hitches, the last trailer hitch you'll ever need.
Oh, got him on.
Coming up this week on Longshot TV.
That's him. Got him? I believe the world record is up there around 95 to 100 pounds. Try to get something to eat for dinner tonight.
So as I'm screwing this gaff together, all I can think about, we got to get this boat on the fish. We got to get this fish gaff. We got to put him in the boat. I mean, it's a nice fish, very nice king mackerel.
Hand me another gaff. I don't mind him.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Got him on. Go, turn it. That's a nice bull, get him. Nice fish, man. I ain't kidding you, boys better hurry. Hey, wind it up. Man, look at that fish there.
The Longshot crew does it again.
Is that a fish or what?
So it's late September, and we're finally just getting back out on the water. About 2 weeks ago, Hurricane Florence ripped through our part of the Carolinas. Direct impact was about, I'd say, 65, 70 miles north of us. It's where the storm hit. What was so bad about this storm hitting, it wasn't your typical hurricane where it hits and in 4 or 5 hours it's gone. This actually storm lingered around for like 3 days. So if you can imagine a storm just setting over you and dumping tremendous amount of rain for 3 days, you can only imagine the flooding and the storm surge. So right where we're located at in Little River, South Carolina, we're kind of like in the middle of all these other freshwater rivers and stuff. And then we have the ocean on one side of us and all these inlets that we're actually fishing out of Little River Inlet. We have Ocean Isle, Shallow, and so on and so on. 5 or 6 inlets north of us, 5 or 6 south of us that we travel out the river to get into the ocean. So you got all this fresh water for 2 weeks as from the flooding has been rising up in the rivers and it has nowhere to go. So after the storm hit, we couldn't really tell much difference in the tide change. It was like the tide was falling all the time. It was steady running out to the ocean from the flooding, but the water really didn't go down that much. It was some of the highest water levels we've ever seen right here. Off Little River Inlet here, trying to catch some bluefish or some mullet to go fishing. This is the first trip me, Adam, and Chris has had since the Hurricane Florence hit us, and we have a lot of fresh water dumping out to the ocean here, which has got the water really dirty. It's got the bait, the fishing kind of messed up right here inshore. Offshore it didn't really affect it too much. It's really good. And I think if the water would clean up in here, the fish are still here. We're seeing a few jump, but there's tons of fresh water dumping out here. It's almost, I've actually never seen it where the fresh water's overrunning the tide. Right here where we're at, we have about a 6-foot tide from high to low, you know, depending on full moon, 6 to 7.5 feet. But right now, I can't even tell there's hardly any tide, maybe a foot, because the fresh water is coming out the river and overrunning the tide, and it's staying pretty much high the whole time until a lot of this fresh water gets out to the ocean where it's going. It's crazy, craziest thing I've ever seen. But we're hanging out here, going to try to catch some bait, and then go turn that bait to a big kingfish, or maybe go catch a big redfish. It's a little on the breezier side today. It was supposed to be pretty, but the forecast has changed. We got a few thunderstorms, as you can see in the background, trying to form up. We thought we seen a couple tails starting to come down and form, you know, a tornado over the water, but thank God that didn't happen. So hopefully we'll find some bait here soon and go turn it into some decent fish. If we don't find no bait here, what we're going to do, we're going to go try to jig some or run the bait just over the waves, maybe Ocean Isle around the inlet and try to find some pokies there. But we're definitely going to make something happen here today. I just don't want to overrun these bluefish. They were here the other day. They've been seen. It's just a little choppy and the water's really dirty, so it's hard to see them.
To keep up with all the fishing action, check us out on the web. Longshot TV is being presented by B&W Trailer Hitches, the last trailer hitch you'll ever need. And by Yellowfin, build your legacy. Simrad, marine electronics. Go with confidence. Retreat Myrtle Beach, full-service sales and vacation rental company. Call and ask about the Longshot TV discount. And by JL Audio, the world's finest speakers found in the world's finest boats.
Look there, there's a ton of mullet right on the rocks right there.
I seen that. Oh, got him on, got him on, got him on. So today we got me, Adam, Chris, and our good friend Jesse Vereen. We're actually gonna head offshore today and target king mackerel.
The bluefish.
Blue?
Yep.
After a few weeks off and surviving Hurricane Florence, the guys are finally back on the water. Today, they're going after king mackerel. But all the storm water draining out of the rivers has disrupted the inshore fishing. And to further complicate the situation, there are some thunderstorms forming offshore, which could end up cutting this trip short.
Got him on.
So when you're out targeting king mackerel, you look for a series of different things. The main thing is having the right bait. You know, anywhere from a bluefish to a menhaden to big mullet work the best for us down here in the south. Got him on.
Got him on.
Kingfish around here, normally you'll catch them between 15 and 30 pounds. I believe the world record is up there around 95 to 100 pounds. But your typical kingfish around here, like I said, is 15 to 30 pounds. And we try to use real light tackle, real little treble hooks, and try to keep it low profile on the rigs because they can be picky fish. Blue daddy.
Well, what we're doing here, we're pulling little Clark spoons with 2 to 3 ounce trolling leads. And these fish is pushed tight up to the rocks here. Got the little finger mullet, bait fish hanging around the rocks. These bluefish are feeding on them. But as the tide's rising and steady coming in, these fish are pushing further and further up to the suds. So we're gonna run up real tight to the rocks and get up in the surf. It's, you know, 5 to 6 feet of water. We should catch more bluefish. So we're out here trying to catch some bluefish today, and I'm hoping to catch 25 to 30 baits to go fish with. Hopefully, I'm thinking positive, hopefully we're gonna need that many, but it's so unpredictable right now, just knowing what the storm has done to this area and how it's gonna affect the fishing today. With all this freshwater runoff, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but if the bluefish are willing to bite, I'm willing to put them in the bait tank to have for a backup. If we do get on these king mackerel and find a little bit clearer water, I think we may catch some a little deeper offshore, but the water is looking pretty dirty here on the beach. So right now we've caught enough bluefish to go king fishing with, and we got plenty of time to spare, and we're gonna try to put in several hours today and locate these king mackerel. So after we caught these 25, 30 bluefish, we decided to run up the beach a little north and just parallel with the beach. We got in about 10 to 15 feet of water when we're running along the beach and look for pogies because the water is extremely dirty. Normally you can spot a big mud ball in the water when the water's clear, and it's when the pogies have got the water churned up and you pull up on them and throw your net on them. And a lot of times you'll just see the bait popping on top of the water and you can pull up and throw the cast net. But today that's not the case. The water's a little churned up. There's a little bit of wind out here today, 10, 15 knots of wind, so it's hard to see the bait, the pogies flip, not unless you're right up on top of them. So as we're running along, Jesse actually spotted some bait, and sure enough, it was pogies. So, I mean, this is awesome. When you see the bait, we can catch it and take off and go king fishing. A lot of times you can throw the net one time and catch hundreds of them versus trolling for half a day to catch 30 bluefish.
All right, guys, we're just pulling off, about to line the rods up, and we come by and see a little school of pogies here. Try to get the cast net out and get us a few. Come on up. Right here. See him right there?
Okay.
Straight off the bow, right? To the left a little more.
Getting ready to pull up on some bait. We see some pogies flipping right here in front of the boat. Jesse's getting ready to throw on them. They just started surfacing, some water laid down, started getting slick, and sure enough, they were here. I see them. They're moving, aren't they?
Yeah, come on.
To keep up with all the fishing action, check us out on the web. You're watching Longshot TV, presented by B&W Trailer Hitches, the last trailer hitch you'll ever need.
I see him, Jesse, busting the water good. We got pogies right here. Got a buddy fishing off the pier up here. You see him in the orange shirt way back behind me here. He's got a bird's eye view. It's kind of hard to see that far when you're low in the water like we are, but he actually called me and said the bait's right here flipping in front of these two brown condos and these tents on the beach. So I just spotted them. We're going to ease up on them, and Jesse and Chris are going to throw the cast in and hopefully catch some. Turn them into king mackerel. Right behind us here this morning, as you can see the Cherry up here, he caught a couple really nice king mackerel this morning. Caught a 34-pounder and a 29-pounder. That's a really nice kingfish for this area for sure. I'd be happy with a couple.
Yeah, put me on. Straight forward, right there.
I'm going to him.
Yeah. So we roll up on these pogies, and it's a big old ball. You can see them popping everywhere. I get the net loaded, get on the bow of the boat.
These baits are moving pretty swift with the tide, and the water's moving. It's churned up, it's dirty.
First cast, I got it done, loaded the net up, got the bait in the boat, and now we're headed off to get a king.
So now we got a variety of bait. We got bluefish, we got pogies, and now we're ready to go find a big king mackerel. So me and Jesse get the spread of the lines out. We got 4 baits in the water pulling, got a downrigger down and a few lines up top. And I'm telling you, it must not been 2 minutes and one of the lines goes screaming off.
Wade jumps up, grabs the rod, and passes it off to Chris, and next thing you know, we're hooked up and trying to put this big king in the boat.
Walk right through the bow.
So when we're out on the boat fishing, I definitely got 2 speeds. I can't help it. It's like another body kicks in gear. I'm just pumped up to the gills. Definitely when we get a big kingfish on, I'm wide open. And when that fish hit, I knew it was a big king mackerel, how it made those long runs. Chris had the rod in hand, and I was extremely pumped and very excited.
Hey, it ain't always your on.
So Jesse hands me the gaff, and it's a 2-piece gaff. It's about 12 foot long. And as he's handing me the gaff, I'm steady looking at this big king mackerel swimming, get closer and closer to the boat. I've yet laid my eyes on him, so I'm sitting there twisting this gaff together. If he gets in within 12 foot of this boat, I can gaff him, you know, with some $50,000 fish if we're fishing a tournament. So as I'm screwing this gaff together, all I can think about, we got to get this boat on the fish. We got to get this fish gaffed. We got to put him in the boat. I mean, it's a nice fish, very nice king mackerel.
Got you.
Yeah, nice fish.
So I've known Wade for a long time now. We've done a lot of fishing together. And let me tell you, when the kingfish gets on and he's in the boat with you, you better watch out because he gets real excited really quick.
When I reach out the gaff the fish, all I can think about is not losing this fish. And what do? It's almost like I threw a harpoon at this king mackerel.
Hand me another gaff. Hurry, Jesse, get me on the fish, please. Drive the boat, get me on the fish.
I'm trying to drive the boat. He's yelling. Let's just say the tensions are really high here.
Get a gaff.
Hold on, Wade. Let me gaff the fish, you drive the boat.
Huh?
Let me gaff the fish, you drive the boat.
I'm hollering, I'm blaming it on Jesse. Jesse, I told you to tighten that gaff up. I'm sitting there trying to screw it together. It was actually my fault. I just had to blame it on someone, and what better person to blame it on than Jesse?
All right. Get him, come on.
So this is definitely the biggest king mackerel Chris has ever got a chance to get to the boat, and he's making me extremely nervous watching how he's cranking on this rod. It's like the first time he's ever held a freaking rod, and I'm excited thinking he's gonna lose this fish.
Oh, God. You got him. Nice fish. Nice fish there, son.
Finally, we get this fish in the boat, and oh man, I would have been sick if we lost this fish, because this is a great king mackerel.
Wade, that was about to be an expensive gaff.
Yeah, the thing about twisted out my hand.
Oh my God. Hey, we wouldn't hear the end of that right now, Chris.
Man,
we wouldn't hear the,
hey, the gaff
we
wasn't
wouldn't
tight.
hear the end out of
The
that.
gaff handle wasn't tightened.
I told you that before you stuck him. We wouldn't have heard the end of that, Chris.
Well, guys, here you have it. This is what we came after today, these big king mackerel. It's the time of year. They're here, the bluefish here, the bait's here on the beach. I had a buddy, a good friend of mine on the pier that used to do a lot of fishing with me, tournament fishing, Chris Gore. He called me, said he's been catching some of these guys this morning, pointing us in the right direction for the bait. Jesse got us on the bluefish this morning, rigged a nice one up. This guy hit, line went in the water 2 to 3 minutes, went screaming off. We knew it was a great fish. We use a 12-foot gaff on here when we're tournament fishing just to get that extra reach. You know, when you got a $50,000 fish just a foot out of reach. So it's a 2-piece gaff. Jesse handed it to me. The handle wasn't quite tight. He told me that. But I got one gear when we're fishing pretty much wide open. So I get excited, hit the fish, my hand slips, the gaff pulls out. And anyway, I'm calling that Jesse's fault. Just picking. But anyway, this is what we're after today. A lot of fun. Me, Jesse, Adam, and Chris. This is what we came for, and here you go. This is about a 30-pound king mackerel. This is a king mackerel would do you get at any tournament down here fishing. I would take one of these any day of the week tournament fishing.
To keep up with all the fishing action, check us out on the web. Longshot TV is being presented by B&W Trailer Hitches, the last trailer hitch you'll ever need. And by Yellowfin, build your legacy. Simrad, marine electronics. Go with confidence. Retreat Myrtle Beach, full-service sales and vacation rental company. Call and ask about the Longshot TV discount. And by JL Audio, the world's finest speakers found in the world's finest boats.
Well, we slid offshore a little further, about 2 more miles, and it's been really slow for us king fishing since the fish we caught there on the beach. The water's just actually gotten dirtier the further we got offshore. So the only thing I can think is that this storm blew all the bait and all the fish to the beach, because the further we get offshore, the worse the water looks. So we're gonna pull the rigs in, and right here, I'm actually over some ledges, hold some black sea bass, and we're gonna drop down and try to catch 4 or 5 bass real quick to eat, and head in a little closer back to the beach, try to king fishing for a little bit longer. And if nothing happens, we're gonna head on into crab catchers and fry some sea bass, a little bit of king mackerel, and some fresh shrimp up.
Try to get something to eat for dinner tonight. So here in the Carolinas, we got great shrimping up and down the coast. We've actually had a shrimp boat in the family for over 30 years. She's called the Miss Carolyn Ann, located right here in Calabash. So we're gonna swing down there to the dock, pick up some fresh shrimp from Captain Tommy down there off the boat that he caught today, and see if we can't bring them on down there to crab catchers and have them cook them up for us. So Calabash, it's an old town. It's been around for a long time. It basically come up from fishing. That's how it all got started there, and that's why you hear the world famous Calabash seafood, because the whole town was built off of running nets and shrimping and fish markets and everything else. This is where it all started at. Normally your best time of the year for shrimping is June, July, August, and then on into the fall. You'll catch different species. You'll catch white shrimp and brown shrimp, and they'll come at different times of the year, and sometimes, you know, at the beginning of the year they'll be small, and then as the year goes on, they'll get bigger, and you'll catch more numbers, you know, anywhere from 5 boxes a day, and then you can turn around and catch 100 boxes in 24 hours, you know. So we're gonna pull up the dock here at Crab Catchers. I'm gonna go over here and pop these heads off the shrimp. I've been doing it since I was a little boy. I've been working on the boat my whole life, so I can get it done pretty quick, knock these things out, and get them ready, and get them floured, and get them ready for some hot grease. Extra crispy. You hear that? Extra crispy. After this hurricane, we came out not knowing what kind of day we were going to have. It ended up being an awesome day. We got out there, got one nice kingfish, went and picked up a couple of nice sea bass, stopped by Calabash, picked up some fresh shrimp, swung by Crab Catchers and got us a good dinner. I'd say it was a heck of a day on the water today.